I'm Alex Gauthier. I'm the co-founder and chief revenue officer at ClearEstate. Happy to have one of our customers here, Andy Kovacs, joining us and share his experience with us with ClearEstate. Andy, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having me, Alex. So I've been a client of ClearEstate since early 2021, and my family, wife, 2 kids, and we live here in Markham, Ontario. And for the past 20 years, I've been a financial planner owning and operating my own incorporated insurance business.
We ran a survey a couple of times in the last couple of years, and what we discovered is roughly about only 20% of people have a will and estate plan that's up to date. So for most people, there's kind of a trigger that happens that gets them to decide, okay, I'm going to do this now and bring my plan up to date. Can you share for you what that trigger was?
Well, it was actually multiple triggers because we started out with a certain kind of financial architecture, and we had different pieces of financial furniture that fit that architecture. And then over the years, as kids grew older and we wanted to rearrange some of the executorship, guardianship, and certainly changes in my own business, we had to move that furniture around and change that architecture.
So for yourself, you attacked it primarily from a financial standpoint.
Financial and also from an estate planning point of view, yeah.
Got it. And what were your main goals when you were thinking about estate planning?
The main goals were to make sure that wills and powers of attorney and the designations contained in them were up to date, but more specifically to make sure that we have a place where all of our financial and estate information is kept, so that when that day comes, everything will be there in one place for the executor to deal with and not have to go hunting around for it.
Got it. Why did you choose ClearEstate?
We chose ClearEstate because we wanted to make sure that our estate planning and also our estate settlement options were set up properly and were in one place, so that whenever that day comes, our executor and our family would be able to deal with things right away instead of having to go through that lengthy process. And
I assume that you had a will in the past, so you most likely went the traditional route. What was it that made you decide to not go the traditional route with either a local attorney or a trust office to set up your estate plan?
Well, I saw advantage in ClearEstate with having all of those resources under one roof, and also from a continuity point of view, regardless where life takes us and the people named in those positions of responsibility go, they always have clear and immediate access to the information that they need.
Once you had your initial consult with one of our estate advisors, what was the process like after that?
The intake process was straightforward, narrowed down our choices in terms of what we were looking for from an estate planning point of view and also an estate settlement option point of view. Very, very easy and helpful process.
So we've just talked about what your experience was with our estate advisor team, but once you decided to go forward and signed on with ClearEstate, what was your experience like as a customer? What was that journey like for you and your family?
Very good question. So the journey involved quite a bit of homework in terms of coming up with the structures and pieces of information that were relevant to our estate plan, and then working with our ClearEstate lawyer who helped put it all together, conducted our business over Zoom. And then the subsequent process with our ClearEstate lawyer was equally as simple. We got our homework to do, which we brought to the table, and it was analyzed and recommendations were made. And after a couple of back and forths to fine tune some of that information, we had come up with our finished product in our wills and powers of attorneys.
Sounds good. Yeah, there's a bit of a discovery happening here with your needs kind of seem to evolve as you have conversations with some of the experts right on the team, and as they narrow down the options and kind of like guide you towards the proper estate plan. Tell me, for you, through that process of planning your estate, was there anything surprising or that you discovered around estate planning?
Well, being in the business, I knew that it was a very time-consuming, meticulous, and quite frankly, a lot of work to do. And what I came to realize was how much more it does involve, especially on the back end. And that's what brings me the most peace of mind, is knowing that we have ClearEstate on our side for the estate settlement, also to assist with the executor. And let's face it, most executors in Canada are accidental executors. They're not prepared to step into that very important role. It's almost by default that they're put into that role. And who wouldn't want to help family or a close friend? But there's a lot of work involved, and I wanted to take that workload off of our executors so that they can focus on helping a family through a very difficult time whenever that day comes, and not have to worry about the administrivia involved, because everything now is under one roof.
Any advice that you want to share to people who are thinking about doing estate planning?
I firmly believe that the biggest gift anyone can give to those that they love is to lift the burden of the estate settlement process, because it is so time consuming, it is so meticulous, and we are dropped into that role. Executors are, in most cases, accidentally. That the biggest gift that Canadians can give to their loved ones is to have that burden lifted, or at the very least have someone on their side as they go through that process, so they can focus on grieving and being with family and continuing businesses, as opposed to the incredible burden of settlement.
Losing someone is hard enough as it is. Adding the additional weight of administration, of paperwork and paper shuffling and mailing is just tremendously painful for people. So what did you enjoy the most about the ClearEstate platform, if anything?
What I enjoyed most about the ClearEstate platform is that it serves as a repository for our important information. And as that important information evolves, either personally or through business, we can update that very seamlessly through the ClearEstate platform. And we know that that will, when the time comes, play an important part in simplifying the settlement process and making sure that everything's there when it's needed.
Anything that I haven't covered that that you would like to, that you think would be worthwhile in adding?
Yeah, I think my advice to share with people who are perhaps hesitating to do their estate plan is to encourage them to plan while the sun is shining. This is important stuff, and ClearEstate makes the process not only affordable, but also simple, and it's an evolving process, and ClearEstate helps to make sure that things can be updated and kept current.
Andy, really appreciate your time and your willingness to come forward and kind of like share your experiences with us. So that's really appreciated, and I'm sure it goes a long way.
You're very welcome, Alexander.
Thank you. Have a great day.